I would like to say to you, before I start anything, I love you. It feels good to be back in this spot for even just a little while. And I'll make excuses for my sermon just a minute. But let's do our Bible verse first. This is coming from Acts chapter 17, and I'll begin with verse 27. That they should seek the Lord, if haply they might feel after him and find him, though he be not far from every one of us. For in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. Let that sink in for a minute. For in him we live, we breathe, we have our being. How often do we find ourselves feeling separate from God? Yeah, that's just a feeling, let me remind you. It's not truth. You're never far from that peace, and you're never far from that loving kindness that we know as God. You're never far. As a matter of fact, you're close as your breath. You're as close as your heartbeat. I just wanted to take a moment today to remind you that in him you have everything. Right? In God you are. Let's just leave it there. In God you are. So if you're feeling separate, if you're feeling lost, or maybe sometimes like me, you're feeling like down, right? I'm getting depressed. I don't have control over my body as I'd like to with his hand. Yeah, there are times I do shed a tear or two out of frustration. I'll be honest. I'm living in my humanity. I'll tell you that. But I have to remind myself that I'm not far from God, that God has not forgotten me. As a matter of fact, one of my very favorite songs that I will share with you very soon, not today, but very soon, is called I Am Not Forgotten. God Knows My Name. And that's the song that really speaks to me, but it goes really, really fast, so I wouldn't even try to lead you in it, but I would like for you to hear it. So if you're feeling that way, if you ever feel lost, if you ever feel a little bit separate from God or from each other, look beyond your feeling. Step beyond your feeling and say to yourself, as I say to myself, in God I am. I am. And God has not forgotten me. He knows my name. Amen. Let us talk for just a minute now about our statement of being. When you say it with me today, I want to hear some feeling. I want you to say it as you believe it. All right, here we go. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am the individualized expression of God, and I'm ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. All right. Thank you, Julie, for coming today. That was lovely.
That was good.
Thank you. Very good. It's time now for a quiet meditation. I love this time because we really do feel like, I think, one, when we're bowing our heads together, we're joining our thoughts together. Breathe out. And let's get nice and comfortable. Take a breath in with me and out. Let all thoughts of separation that divide us in our mind drop away. Let us know that we are one. There is but one all. And this one that we know as all is the living presence of God everywhere. Let's breathe in together. And out. This all-inclusive love, this one love, life, this one wisdom, this one power. Know that you are in and a part of this presence right now. Know that divine life is your life. Divine life is my life. Know that divine health is your health. Divine health is my health. Know in the surest of ways and in the deepest of your heart that omnipresent strength is what sustains you. It's what sustains me. Let yourself feel omnipresent love as it enfolds you and flows through you to perfect peace. Let's take a deep breath in together as one and out. Let us know that God is all there really is, and that we are a part of this one great reality. Let us know that in this one we live and breathe and have our being. May we find more and more times during each and every day to recognize this oneness, to let down all guard and all thought of separate, and each and every day, and especially right now, feel the oneness of all there is. May it comfort us in great, sweet, divine peace. Take a few quiet moments while I hush and enjoy the oneness of us all and the everlasting peace that is ours. Now let us pray together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed is thy name. Thy kingdom is come. Thy will is done on this earth as it is in heaven. Thou givest us this day our daily bread. And thou forgivest us our trespasses, as we forgive those who are trespassing against us. And thou lead us not into temptation, but dost deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, and all the power, and all the glory, forever. Amen. Thank you. I like the way that our orders of service says, a message for living. I want to be honest with you and make a confession, because I've heard confession is good for the soul. I have in this book of mine many sermons written down, and as I was trying to maybe write a new one, my hand was aching a little. I had to stop and tell myself that healing is a process, to quit trying to rush things along and just accept my healing as it comes. And it's coming. Look at there. Yeah. So, at the last minute, I decided to do something I'm going to call a chat for living. And I'm just going to talk to you about something that's on my heart. It's about me just as much as it's about you and everybody else. And if it's brief, you'll forgive me, right? Yes, I know. Well, what's been coming to my mind lately that I know I need to share is found right here in this Orders of Service. I hope you take it home with you every time you're here. I know it gets left on the chairs a lot. I've been one of the people to help pick them up. But do take it home. Look over it. If you'll look at the blessings of the gifts, I'm going to point you to one particular phrase, and that's what I'm going to talk about right from the heart today. Let your eyes go down a few lines till you find the part that says, I joyfully accept the gifts of life. If you found it, kind of nod at me so I know we're on the right place. I joyfully accept the gifts of life, and here it comes, and give freely of the special gift that I am. And that's the part I want to focus on. I give freely of the special gift that I am. Well, if you're honest with yourself, if I'm honest with myself, I don't always give freely of the special gift that I am. And it is special. I'm going to step off the ledge before I step off the ledge. Let's think about that for just a moment. Now, I'm not talking about your gift as a musician. We certainly have that in our midst. I'm not talking about the gift of being able to speak or teach or all the things that we get paid for. The gift of being a great insurance person. I'm talking to you, Doug. Or a great pianist. Those are our jobs, and we are gifted with those talents. And we receive payment for those. I hope you receive payment for your great gifts. But I'm talking about the gift that you are. Remember in our Bible verse I mentioned, God is, so I am, right? Because of God, I am. That's the special gift that I'm talking about. The part that is the I am, which includes you. I am. Now, I'm going to share a few things, and I didn't ask these people, so they will let me know later if they don't like it. I ask your forgiveness in advance. My friend Nancy shared something with me once. She said, I've never been in a hospital before, right? This is my first time. And she said to me, there was something I didn't realize before now. And that is how important it is when you're in the hospital that people visit you. She said, I always thought, I'm trying to repeat things as closely as I can, I always thought that people didn't want you to come see them in the hospital. They don't look their best, they're not feeling their best, they just want to be left alone and get better. There's doctors and nurses coming in and out. But she said, once I was in the hospital, now I realize how much that meant to me that someone came. Right? It's about the special gift that we are. It's about probably giving up time. It's definitely about giving compassion, about giving love. And I started thinking, what special gift am I? I know I'm a teacher. I get paid to do that. I love doing that. I think that's a gift. I consider it my mission, right? The Roanoke City children are my mission field. I feel like a missionary every day, and I'm thankful for that. But what is the special gift I am? Not what I do or how I make money, but my special gift. There's a quote that I sent to my friend that lives in Newport News, and when I found this quote, I just simply cried, and I said, I have to send that to her now. We haven't seen each other maybe 10 years, but we talk often. It's like we never, left each other's presence. You have friends like that? And she's going through a tough time. And this little quote that I found just haphazardly says, Your best friends are the ones who can come and see you after 10 years and just snuggle and take a nap. Does that resonate with you? We don't have to talk. We don't have to go somewhere and do something. We're just going to snuggle and nap. That's an example of giving who you are. There are some of you, if not all of you in this room, who I could probably say I could be in a room with for a long time and not have to say a word. You know, I could sit by Jerry, I know, quietly and just kind of shoulder bump, you know what I mean? Just like, and he knows what that means, I'm sure. Do you give freely of the special gift that you are? I'm trying to teach my children at school that there are things that an SOL test cannot and will not measure. It will not measure your growth. It will not measure your compassion. It will not measure your integrity. The SOL test will not and cannot measure your special gift of who you are. I want you to think for a minute, seriously and deeply. Think beyond your job or that thing that you give often. Think too deeply inside of you and who you are and what you think your special gift is. Is it loyalty? Is your special gift being able to reach out to people when they don't feel well? Or is your special gift, I don't know, let's call it an intuition. You kind of know when someone needs you. We all have a special, special gift. Think about yours for just a moment. Have you got it? No, not yet? See me afterwards, we'll work on it together. Deepak Chopra said, the highest intelligence is being able to observe yourself without judging yourself. The highest intelligence is being able to observe yourself without judging yourself. Well, if you're living a human experience, my guess is that you might often be judging others by what you're observing, but rarely observe yourself without judgment. I love this statement from Deepak Chopra as well. Everyone does the best they can from the stage of awareness they are living at this moment. When we can observe this, we will feel differently about people. We have to have compassion without judgment. Not everyone reaches the same spiritual plane at the very same time. That's just a rephrasing of what my old aunt, Mama Dot, always says, honey, if they knew better, they'd do it. She tells me that all the time. Well, if your dad knew better, he'd do better. He doesn't know better. He's not there yet. I want you to have that same compassion for yourself. And when you make a mistake, and you will, it'll either be a sharp word to someone, or it could possibly be an outright act of revenge, or a hateful thing just to let them know you don't like what they're doing. When that happens, forgive yourself quickly and move right on into your now. And say, well, if I knew better, I would have done better. Now I got to know better. Right? There's something in the Psalms, and I don't even remember where now, but it says, while you're getting all this spiritual stuff, get some learning. Get some learning. Right? While you're getting it, make sure you get some learning. The goal for all of us is to reach the highest level of humanity that is possible in this lifetime. All that is not love is just fear. Approach every situation as an opportunity to practice love. And if you really think about that, you will. And that, I believe, is giving of the special gift that you are. Right? How hard is it when someone's having a full-out tantrum right there in front of you? Right? How hard is it to say, I'm loving you, I'm loving you. I can see you're struggling, but I'm loving you. Keep on struggling, you're struggling well, right? Encouragement. Keep on struggling, you're doing well, keep on, there you go. Now let it go. Did we hear that this morning? Let it go, now let it go. That works with spouses. It works with friends. Sometimes bosses. Sometimes they just say, shut up and get back to work, but I want my special gift to be known. I want my special gift, the special gift that I am, to be given freely. I know there's some of us that hold back. I'm one of those people. Sometimes I call it a holy nudging, where you feel like, oh, I should hug her. I should really hug her. I should at least say something. I should hug her. And you hold back. Has it ever happened to you? Sure it has. And my question is, why? Why aren't you giving freely of the special gift that you are? You know, you have the mind of Christ, right? The Christ mind. And when the Christ mind says hug, don't wait. Get up and do it. I don't care if it's in the middle of a service. I don't care if you're at the grocery store. I don't care if your spouse is in the bathroom. If you feel like you've got a holy word or a holy instance happening, don't hold it back. Give freely of the special gift that you are. And I can promise you from experience that it will create in you a love deeper than you've known before. Listen to this. Now, I wrote these down in 2005, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Say a prayer that I find it in this book. Oh, there's some affirmations. I weigh 140 pounds, yeah. There it is again. I weigh 140 pounds. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Here we go. Ah, here it is. This is from a young boy in Africa when he was being talked to by a minister who was on a mission field, a mission trip. He said to him, I live happy. This young boy said, I remember the past and I learn from it. I rejoice and celebrate my present because it helps me reimagine my future. Now, if that's not about forgiveness, I don't know what is. I remember my past and I learn from it. I rejoice and celebrate my present because it allows me to reimagine my future. And this is an old Indian saying. I use memories, but I do not allow my memories to use me. Because as Acts 17 says, in God I breathe and move and have my being. Well, you might not be on the spiritual plane that you're looking for. You might still be on that journey. I'm on that journey. But I want to give freely of the special gift that I am right now. I want to be love and peace. I want to be light. I want to be comfort. Those things that can't be measured on any scale. Things like compassion. I want to be loyal to you. And I'll say to you with full and deep, 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 deep belief that we are here together as a group, as a family, not by accident, but by divine design. And if you ever step out the doors and say to someone, yeah, I just didn't get fed today. I heard that as a youngster growing up in Pentecostal church. I didn't get fed today. My old 91-year-old Mama Dot would say, Lord bless them. They just aren't hungry. Get it? They're just not hungry. Because I was there and I got a lot. I got spiritually loved. I got fed by my church family. So if you ever feel yourself saying, I just didn't get anything, I hope you say, I guess I wasn't hungry. I'll be hungry next time. I want to share something with you. Now, technology always works when you don't expect, so I'm not expecting much. This is another way that we can share our special gift. This meant something to me, so I'm only going to hope that it'll mean something to you. I'm going to say to you, don't forget to... Oh, I got to push the button. There we go. Don't forget to know that sometimes when we are sharing our special self, we're simply standing by someone. I know that as I've gone through my little battle here with my body, I really appreciate the way people have agreed to stand by me. So enjoy this and sing along if you want. Oh, no sound. Unmute.
This song says, no matter who you are, no matter where you go,
You might have to be really quiet.
at some point you're going to need somebody to stand by you.
Will you turn me off because I will sing and it won't be good. You're off.
Oh yeah, for my job.
It is because the sound's coming from the phone, isn't it?
No matter who you are,
It's close.
no matter where you go in life, you're going to need somebody to stand by you.
I want to hear these singers in this
No
congregation.
matter how much money you got,
I'll make it really beautiful.
all the friends you got, you're going to need somebody to stand by you. When the night has come and the land is dark and that moon is the only light we'll see. Though I won't be afraid, I won't shed one tear, just as long as the people come and stand by me. You know, stand by me. Oh,
Now, I have one more thing to share with you before I say that we're done. I hope that you can see this. We're not exactly having the best technology experience. I'll read this for you if you can't see it from your seat. We each have a reservoir of power, energy, and untapped creativity bubbling within us. Our ability or inability to embrace our God-given talents defines our life. This is Marianne Williamson's words. Shine a light on what we try to hide in our fear places. She dares us to let go of our fears, embrace all that we are. We were born with these gifts, but they do not belong to us. They belong to the world. And here is her famous quote. I hope you let it seep into your deepest parts. And again, I'll read it for you because it's a little hard to read from back in the back, I'm sure. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Wow, now that's powerful. So I say to you today, in closing, please give freely of the special gift that you are, and know that when that happens, it liberates not just yourself from the fear of who you might be and how powerful you awesomely are, but it'll also liberate those around you. Powerful words for a powerful day. And I thank you for agreeing to be here with me in this space, in this time, for this day. If you will, bow our heads, we'll say a quick prayer. Most gracious, loving God, we thank you for the special gift that we are. We thank you that in you we have life, we have breath, we have being. Help us to share that special gift, knowing that the world grows, that the world changes because we're changed people. We thank you this day. From the bottom and deepest places of us, we thank you. Amen.
the time for the blessing of the gifts. You'll find it in your orders of service. Let's say together, today I acknowledge God,
omnipresent, as the source of all good, as the source of my good. With this acknowledgement, I accept His will, which is abundance in every aspect of my life. I release all thoughts of lack and limitation, and I am open and receptive to the increased flow of abundance to me right now. I joyfully accept the gifts of life and give freely of the special gift that I am. Through me, God omnipresent blesses and multiplies this gift for all. Thank you, dear God.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, having potluck right after service today, so please join us next door and eat and be happy. We'll see, eat, drink, and be happy, but we'll have to do that another time. Anyhow, next Saturday, we're going hiking on the Greenway, and we're going to have lunch. Did you all decide where we're going to meet? Never decided that yet, have you? Okay. Kate,
We'll talk after
you need to get after your workers then. Anyhow, we are going to hike next week. We're going to do it on the Greenway, but we don't know where yet and or what time. Usually we start around 10, 9:30 or 10.
I would say
Yeah.
probably 10.
Yeah, okay. So we will be getting that call out to you this week and let you know where we're going to meet. Next Sunday, we're having blessing of the animals at the garden out here, so it'll be at the regular time, 11 o'clock, but we'll be in the garden. Monday night's class is back with Nancy at 6:30 at the Divine Principles class. Are you still doing Wednesday night?
We took a hiatus.
Stand up. Speak up.
We took a hiatus for a few weeks, but
Okay.
we're going to be back on the 27th.
Of
We'll be at
September?
September.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, cool. All right, so that's in a couple weeks.
Doing what?
We're going to be doing the same thing, or?
Same.
You'll
We're
go.
going to be doing meditation.
At what time? I just need, I'm working on October bulletin now, so,
I'll
or
get
service.
that to you. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Alrighty, we are still collecting, as I said, ongoing for Oak Road. We've got a list of stuff, food things that we're doing for the kids. It's an ongoing project for the rest of the year, for the kids to take snacks home over the weekend. So we have a box in the front and also in the an annex to put stuff in for, and we have a list listed in the orders of service of things that they've asked that we put in those snacks. So anytime that you can buy something and put it in that little box, they greatly appreciate it. Martha's taken, 2 or 3 boxes of stuff already over there, so we appreciate all that you can do for that. Let's see, Julie, you had an announcement, right?
I do. Next Sunday, the 24th, at Green Memorial downtown Roanoke at 6 o'clock, I'm performing with a chamber group. It's flute, harp, violin, and viola. It's at 6 p.m. and it's free, so if you can make it down. Our theme is Japanese and French. So we're doing some flute, and harp, Japanese folk tunes, and some unusual things.
What time?
6 o'clock.
Okay, as some of you know, I sent out a text message to some of you, and I made a one call. Wanda texted me the other day, and they have lots of work for us to do again, so I'm trying to get a group ready for tomorrow afternoon so we can at least get started. So if you can help tomorrow afternoon around 2 or 2:30 for a couple hours, that would be great. You want to say something about that, because you said we could do it about any time?
Yeah, pretty much, because right now we're 13 trucks behind. So that's 730 pallets that we need built.
Where's Pam Woods? Don't tell her because she'll make us do all 700.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm there from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon every day, and then if need be, I can stay later than that during the week, or you
So
guys do another
even if
Saturday.
one or two people just wanted to come during that time, they can come and work on them?
I'll set you up in the back where I am,
Okay.
so that because we're trying to get some temporary people in there through a service, but they're dragging their feet. But if they've got 5 out there, I'll just set you guys up in the back where I'm at.
Okay.
And plus the air conditioner place right there. So.
Okay, so if anybody, I know a few people told me they can help tomorrow, so just see me after church and we'll get together about that, and we'll at least get started and get a few of them done. And I know a couple people said, I'm working tomorrow. Well, I sent out the message, guys, I don't want y'all to feel left out. I don't want you to think, oh, they're doing it without me, so. Anyhow, so y'all, everybody's included in this, okay? So, anyhow, but we do appreciate all the work that everybody does, whether it's everything that goes on around here, people volunteer to do, and we have a lot of help doing all kinds of things, and Jerry does all kinds of stuff around the church. I mean, he fixes the lights and he fixes everything, so we really do appreciate it, Jerry, very much so.
It's your special gift.
That's your special gift, Jerry. So, anyhow, this week's flowers are sponsored by me, and I'm going to give them to Kathy for all the work that you do in the yard and didn't get paid for, so we appreciate it. The flowers are just a little say thank you for doing that, so thank you. All right.
As you know, we're going to have a fundraiser around our anniversary, which is the 16th of October. Well, we'll be celebrating it on the 15th. I had announced that we would have a Saturday evening dinner. However, we've decided that October weather can be iffy, and it can be pretty chilly in the evenings, but it's much more temperate after church on Sunday. And this will open up our porch, which is large. And so we are going to have it right after church on the 15th of October,
Okay.
that fundraiser for the church. So please put it down in your notebooks and plan to come. There'll be a great abundance of food, and it will be very good because my daughter, the graduate from the Cordon Bleu School, up at the head of designing it all. That will be, I'm sure, a really, really lovely lunch. And one other thing, and that was I wanted to thank everyone for the beautiful flowers that the church sent to me during my recovery, and the lovely cards that people sent, and your thoughts and your prayers. I'm so grateful for them all. Thank you so much.
Our final hymn today will be number 8, Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee, verses 1, 2, and 3. Number 8, Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee, verses 1, 2, and 3. Stand as you're ready.